Hello YouTube, this is Mr. Sasuke Dragon, and welcome to another Mayhem Monday. This week we're going to be talking about Void Ogre Dragon. It's a dark, level 8 dragon synchro, and its effect is once per turn, during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a spell or trap while you have no cards in your hand, you can negate the activation and destroy it. It's one dark tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters. It's a 3k beat stick with a 3k defense. Now when I look at this card and it says when you have no cards in hand, there is only one deck that is going to be using this badass card, and that's Infernities. A lot of other decks may use this. I've heard people saying they're going to put it in Blackwings, which really seems pointless because it's not going to work in Blackwings. Other people have decided to put it in other types of decks, but of course the only deck that really can run this card is Infernities. This basically gives Infernities now a Shien for the deck. You're not going to run this in one, you're going to run this in multiples of 3. This card really is better than Shien, where Shien is only a 2/6 beat stick. This is a 3k. So even if you don't use Void Ogre Dragon's ability, you've still got a 3k level 8 beat stick on the field, which is absolutely annoying when you're staring down a 3k beat stick. But of course, if you use this other effect as well, you can attack and go, oh, I'm sorry, I used Void Ogre Dragon's effect. Oh dear, your card's just been negated. So the D-Prisons are negated, the Torrentials are negated. So basically almost the same on the field. Your Bottomlesses, your Trap Holes. So at the end of the day, this card will be staying around a bit longer. Okay, it can't negate counter traps, but this card can stop the basics of normal cards. And also, even if your opponent's going to do something, so if they activate Call the Haunted, you can negate that so they can't do anything, or activate a certain spell card, like MSTs, or Heavy Storms, or Miracle Fusions, or Gemini Spark, or Mask Change. Things like that, you can stop their decks dead in their tracks. They can't do anything. Certain cards you can just run over, and certain things you can negate. So this card really is an awesome beat stick. I mean, the artwork is absolutely brilliant. I mean, I love this card. As soon as I pulled it out of the premium collection, I'm like, wow, this card is going to make my Infernities busted. And as playtesting with Void Ogre Dragon and my Infernities, damn, it works. It really does. I mean, you've got enough negation in Infernities already, but to make it worse, now they're just giving you a Dragon Synchro card that does exactly the same thing. So you've got barriers, you've got breaks, you've got warnings, you've got torrential. The huge revolution is over. You know, things to stop things getting blown up. And of course, when you go into battle, it's basically like having another barrier, basically. It negates spells and traps. With barrier, of course, it destroys monster effects as well. But this card does two things. It shuts down spells and traps. So your opponent's going to have to be very careful about what they do. It's better because it's only once per turn, which is good. Otherwise, if it was like you could do it multiple times, then this card will be busted, completely broken, probably never released, and stuck on the ban list as soon as it hit its release date. But I'm glad it's only once per turn because there are so many other cards that you can use with this card. You can use Dark Bribes with this card to really shut down your opponent and royally screw them over. You can use a lot of other cards to stop your opponent. I mean, you can have like 3 Warning, the Solemn Brigade face down, and you have no cards in hand. That's basically screw the opponent over, because if there's someone that's going to be Warning, if they activate a spell or trap card, you get to negate it. If they try and special summon, you can negate that as well. So really, this card is absolutely brilliant, and Infernities are going to be busted this format. Now, of course, since the WCQ is coming up, this card will see a lot of play in a lot of different decks because people are trying to run this card in other decks. But I wouldn't be surprised to see at the WCQ Infernities topping, and with this card, it is going to happen. Infernities topped once, they're going to top again. So be prepared to see this at your next locals or big competition. So until next week, this is Mr. Sasuke Dragon signing out.